Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. And then we have Julia. She's muted. I hope she's not driving.
Oh, Trisha's here too now. That's awesome. Welcome, Trisha, from Sault Ste. Marie. So I want to just brag for a minute about Kaylee's amazing team. Kaylee was the closest that she's ever been to leadership, and she was only $1,500 away in sales last month.
Oh my God, so you got all your qualified people? Just sales?
The sales, but April is huge with this new promotion. So she already has a few people qualified and new consultant or new product pre-order. Like April's the month. We can both feel it.
And my fundraiser is closing on Thursday.
Oh, your fundraiser too. That'll help big time.
Oh, so that'll be a big one.
Last month, but she backed it up a bit.
Right on.
So that's going to be exciting.
So excited.
And just keep on growing. Keep on growing. And it's recording, Miranda. Did you notice that?
I recorded it, and I'll just try in the morning to...
Oh, okay.
I'll do it. I'll try. I'm sure I can figure it out.
Because she can't not record it.
We can't not.
See? Told you.
Right. Well, congratulations. And yeah, just keep on sponsoring and keep on growing, and you will be there.
Yes.
Walking across stage in Vegas.
Oh my God. I did have that as a dream the other night, but I think I just got my hopes up. But
Vegas on stage? I hope it was just that conference.
yes, it was.
Awesome.
In trouble when we go to Vegas.
All right.
I love it.
So what we're going to do today, ladies, in a couple of minutes, we have a special guest joining us. Her name's Whitney. I'll introduce you and tell you a little bit about her when she hops on. But what we're chatting about today is, and I know that make sure you have a pen and paper because you're going to want a WTD. Nancy's going to throw some key dates at you because everyone's always wondering when the dates are that you can order new product. When are the launches? When is the career kit transition period? All of that. So we're going to throw some key dates at you. Yeah. What else are we talking about? The new consultant.
The vault list.
Vault list.
I'm pretty sad about that, but I get sad, but then I also get excited because when they take out some great stuff, usually some great stuff come in.
Yeah.
So that's super exciting. And yeah, we just want to talk about the promotion, and yeah, how you can kickstart your April and then into May, because May is the new catalog. So we'll talk a little bit about all that.
Awesome.
Did you want to, so I'm just wondering before she comes on to try to get as much in as we can. So maybe do the April promotion for consultants.
Yeah.
So that's the, does everybody know what that is? The grocery bag?
That tote bag?
The tote bag. So that's when you do a qualifying class before, what was the date?
April 12th.
The 12th? I didn't know if it was the 10th or the 12th. So that's pretty easy with the vault list. Put that vault list out, boom, you got a class. Mm-hmm. And submit that. And then
just grinders. Just the refills alone will give you at least 250 in sales.
I know. I am very a little sad about that. Yeah. I wish they would have got rid of the grinders and not the refills.
Yes, but I have a feeling that when you tell us the why, I'm sure there's a reason why. I'm sure that it'll make sense once they explain it. Trust the process. Mm-hmm. It's got to.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
So April 12th. Make sure you have an order submitted. I know a lot of you here tonight already do, so good job. You don't want to miss out on any kind of Epicure swag, right? It's free. You're going to submit an order this month anyways. You might as well do it before the 12th. So there's that. Now, a lot of people wonder when they bring in on a new consultant this time of year, or this time of year when there's a new catalog coming out, a lot of people question, okay, well, if they order the kit now, what are they going to get? Are they going to get current catalogs that are going to expire? Are they going to get new ones? It's that awkward time because there's still 4 good months left this month, 4 to 5 weeks. I can't talk. 4 to 5 good weeks left this month. So if they got new catalogs, that wouldn't make much sense. So starting April 7th, so next week, April 7th, if your new consultant orders their business kit, they will get the current catalogs, but then in near the end of April, they'll receive some new free catalogs. So that's a really important thing to know. If you have someone who's going to sign up on the 6th, wait till the 7th. Yeah, so April 7th, new kits or new catalog, both catalogs. Oh, I can't talk.
And if you're ever like not too sure, like, you know, you're like, I can't remember what she said, go to your desk and there's the calendar there, and you can look on the calendar and it'll tell you career kit transition or career transition kit or whatever. So that's where it's going to transition into 2 old catalog or current catalogs and 2 new catalogs. Okay, so always keep that calendar available.
For sure.
We have our special guest on.
I know, I'm so excited. We're going to pause those key dates for you guys and we'll continue those after because Whitney Campbell-Burke is here. Hi, Whitney.
Hey.
So Whitney and I have connected recently. And
Powerhouse team.
Awesome. Whitney and I have connected recently and yeah, we've been kind of working together and she's so graciously decided to come on today. Just a little bit about Whitney. She's Epicure's a senior director with Epicure, which is huge. Oh, Nancy's taking a picture. And she has earned the President's Club incentive trip 2 times. But more importantly, and what she's most proud of is that Whitney is a mom of 4 young kids. So 4 little tornadoes, as I think you call them.
Crazy.
Like when I think
that deserves an award.
Yeah, when I think my life is busy, I'm like, oh my gosh, Whitney. So welcome. You're so inspired.
I drink. I'll be honest there. I survive. I enjoy my wine. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for inviting me. And Miranda came on for my Zoom about a month ago, and she shared about her kids' classes because she, of course, is a rock star. And that's the beauty of Epicure is that it doesn't matter whether or not you've started today or you've been around. I've been around for 7.5 years, or even some that are around 20 years. We can learn from each other, and it's absolutely awesome. And now I'm just noticing that my basement is being noticed. That's okay. That's okay. We had a flood in my office, so as you can see, there's a bed to this side and other stuff there. So yeah, you get a full view of what happens when stuff happens in life.
I hadn't even noticed anything except your beautiful aubergine sweater.
Oh, well, good. Thank you. That's another thing about the business is that what's going to pay for the redo of my office and the wall is going to be Epicure. So Miranda and Nancy asked me to talk about host coaching, and what I do is no different than Epicure, and that is basically what I tell everybody. I've been asked numerous times, you know, how to become senior director. What is my what is it like for me to do training? It's the exact same thing that Epicure tells us to do. It's just actually doing what they ask us to do. They have all the tools there for us. It's just actually implementing it. So I'll go over it. Maybe you'll get something different from me, but you know, I learn from the best. I'm no different than anybody else. So first things first, you have to know your calendar. So it doesn't matter if you buy a Walmart one or I bought Passion Planners this year because I wanted to try it up. It doesn't matter. For me, I color coordinate my days. That's the first thing I do. So this is March. It's probably the busiest month I've had so far this year. And I color coordinate what I've got going on with my life. Because again, 4 kids, 8, 5, 3, and 1 means I'm busy. 2 in hockey. So I do orange is my son's favorite color. Purple is my one daughter's favorite color. Blue is the other daughter's color. The baby doesn't really count at this point for activities, but yellow is important dates. And I make green my business color because green means money, means growth to me. So that's what I do. So I look down, I can say, I've got those dates free, or I'm already working those days, or I've got a Zoom. So that's March. So that was a really crazy month, but I still made it happen. So that's the first thing I do when I start the month. So April, I've done the exact same thing. Then when I go into a cooking class, then I can tell them the dates that are available. One key thing that we learned a long time ago is to always front load and you give the options of those dates. So when somebody comes up and you offer them a curtain class, first things first, I don't use the word party, and I always make it about somebody else. Like, oh, you had a fun night, fun time tonight. That's awesome. Would this be of interest to your friends, or would this be helpful to your friends? So when you're talking to them and they're saying like a crazy busy hockey mom like I am, would this be of benefit to your hockey friends? Or I've also in my past life teaching, you know, would this be a benefit to your teacher friends, or whatever the case may be, when you're talking to the person, making it about them. But then as soon as they say, yeah, you know, that'd be great. I think they would really benefit from it, or this would be a fun night, or whatever your pitch is, be authentic to you. Then I can pull up my calendar and I can give them the first 2 available dates. So one thing we learned, I think it was at Spark a couple years back from Tom Hopkins, was to give them the question, weeknight or weekend work best. Now, not everybody works weekends. I do, because my husband is gone for 12 hours a day. So I can't, and of course hockey. So I sometimes have to work weekends. So I will say weeknight or weekend. When they say what it is, then if it's a weeknight, I say Tuesdays or Thursdays, because those are the ones that work for me. And then when they say Tuesday, I give them the first available Tuesday. And then if they, of course, say, well, I have to check with my friends, I get a tentative date. So that's the key. You don't have a booking until you actually have it down on paper. So a tentative date works. And it takes the pressure off them, right? Like just saying, okay, you know what, let's put you in for, a week Tuesday, and I'll call you in a day or 2 and we'll verify if that date works. And normally that is enough. If you don't have a date, in the last 7.5 years, I've realized if you don't have a date, you're not going to get a date. I remember one story of a lady who was like, oh yeah, I'm going to book. And it was like 3 or 4 months until she actually booked. So that paycheck is getting delayed every single time, right? And every single time it was like a month out. She would book a month out, and people would, not be able to do that date. So typically when somebody is talking to me at checkout or wherever I am, and I say, let's just put down a tentative date. What I say to them is that your schedule in the next week to 10 days, 2 weeks. So do your friends. And, think about a wedding. Somebody sends a save the date, and even that save the date, things can come up. And I had that happen actually last year. Another leader with Epicure had invited me to their wedding, and, something came up. I ended up being pregnant at the time, so I couldn't make it. But even that, she gave me tons of time, and even that comes up, right? So make sure you use those with people who are looking at hosting. Just say, you know what? Your schedule, so do your friends. Know the next week to 2 weeks. Let's put down this date. And if they can't come, then they can always do pre-orders, right? We all know pre-orders are an important part of our business. So pick a tentative date and then contact them within 24, 48 hours. That's the key. So you've picked the date, either weekend or weeknight, you select it down, and you always front load your month, because if you do go to the end of the month, like I said, I had one lady in particular, she was lovely. She did want the cooking class. It wasn't like she was blowing me off, but it kept on getting bumped back a month because she kept on thinking she needed to give more time and more time. And you don't. People know their schedule, like I said. So you give the host bundle. So I am a waste not, want not person. I just actually found this, the old catalogs. I've got some new that I've already handed out. I've got some old, they still work. So if you've got the old ones, who cares? Just use them. Add a couple of catalogs in there. You need to make sure there is one for their work and one for them, so they can get those pre-orders. Inside of it, I'm a firm believer of making sure that they have both the opportunity and the good food results, or sorry, not good food results, the fundraiser, because you never know who they're going to know. And the key is that you never judge the business opportunity. That is huge. I know where I live, there are a few people who have left their 6-figure jobs, not with Epicure, but different direct selling businesses. And they left because they didn't want to be away from their kids. And like Miranda and I discussed with when she did the Zoom, My background's actually teaching, and I haven't taught in 5 years. I've been doing Epicure instead, and my priority is my kids. So therefore, people can leave, great paying jobs, or summers off from me, whatever the key may be. So I never like to judge. So that is always in there. This is always in there. You just never know. I also put in the 12 circles, and that's key. And I'll talk about that in a minute. If I forget, remind me. And then of course I put in as many order forms as I expect to come back. If I only put in 1 or 2, how many orders am I going to get? 1 or 2. So some people in my organization will say, well, what happens if, that's a lot of paperwork, that's a lot of money. Well, in that case, just talk to your host and say, can you please make sure that you round up the extra catalogs and bring the order forms, with you to the cooking class. That way, then, the environment or waste not, want not, or whatever you want to use. And then you can collect them back. Ultimately, to me, $1 for a catalog, or whatever it is, 15 cents, 20 cents for the paperwork, it's worth its weight in gold. And most people do end up having on their countertop if it's not being used. But I'd like to make sure I hand that out at the cooking class. Alternatively, let's say, for example, we're good. Alternatively, like I had a venue this weekend, and I booked 4 cooking classes after the fact. So I will be mailing these out. Don't forget that is a write-off. So make sure you just keep the receipt and your kilometers to and from. And this is a write-off. So I'm going to send this up to the 4 ladies who booked with me that I just solidified the dates. So you make sure you have the host bundle, and you set up a phone call 24 to 48 hours after the fact. That's the key. You have to keep them excited. Do we have a question? Is that for me? Hold on. Okay, perfect. Okay, so what do I put down? To buy, sell, or earn free products by holding a complimentary cooking class, contact, and then just put that in. And I can't even take credit for that. I think that was Pauline Kirchhoff that has that. So again, we learn from each other, right? So again, it's to buy, sell, or earn free products by holding a complimentary cooking class, contact, and then put your info there. So I just do those stickers. I think it's just, again, another Avery label, and then I just print off lots of them. I did have the stamp, and I still do. But ultimately, when they're dark catalogs like this, it's kind of hard to put that on. So I just put that sticker on. So that's the catalog. So again, you want to follow up 24 to 48 hours because you want to keep them excited. And on that call, I'm going to go over the catalog and the information that's in it a little bit, not crazy amounts, but you really want to go over the 12 circles. If you're not using the 12 circles, I highly suggest you do. The reason why is the same reason when you first get started, we use this. You don't want everybody at the cooking class being from the same spot. So I want to give you an example. Let's say today it was a hard day at work. So my husband came home. I'm going to be honest, he didn't have the greatest day at work. So if he was to go to cooking class right now, or heaven forbid, somebody got fired, let's say, you go to a cooking class, everybody's from your work, right? What is the tone going to be like at that class? It's going to be crappy. Let's be honest. Everybody's going to be talking about, oh, so-and-so got fired, or, oh, can you believe the boss came down on us, or how are we ever going to get these orders out, or whatever their job is, right? It's going to suck. Let's be honest. So I always encourage people to do the 12 circles. It's the same thing with the family. As much as we love our moms, our sisters, our aunts, if we always have the exact same people there, who's going to be at the next class? Your mom, your sister, your aunt. And again, we love them, but as you can tell, my office is a mess. If they buy a steamer once, they're not going to buy it a second time, right? So you have to be able to make sure that the host, whoever it is, will get the most from the experience. So you have to make sure you have a variety of people. And I talked to the host about that. And I'm not going to, I will actually say, if you pick everybody from work, it's a bad day at work, it's going to stink. And I will use those words. So I'll use the 12 circles, and I'll say, you know what? Have a variety of people, because you're going to have some people who are introverted and quiet. You're going to have some people who are loud and outspoken, and, a Nancy Murray that just has tons of energy and like, ah! And you want people like me there, who's a little bit quieter, maybe not, all the time. and you want the variety, right? You want them to be there, because they're going to have different circles, and that's what's going to grow your business ultimately. And if they're the exact same people over and over again, you're not going to get the bookings, which means that your business is ultimately going to, I'm not going to say flatline, but it's going to be harder to get the 10 to 1. So you want to have that there. I also I've used the Epicure on the business. I think it's under business. It's got the tic-tac-toe. I've used that. And a tic-tac-toe is good. It depends on your personality. I personally, I like to just I'm a D personality. I'm a straight shooter. I like to tell people what I will give them as an incentive. So for me, first one I give as incentive is I will bring you a gift when you have 10 people there. All right, so that's where you're going to get your 10. I also let them know that anybody who brings a guest will get a gift from me. So the gift is either the sample packages, if you're brand new, the sample packages that come in your kit, or a tea bag. Doesn't have to be much. It doesn't have to be a what's for dinner package for the guests who bring a guest. It's just something small. But it's something new for them to try, right? So if you're not doing the digestive tea there and you've got digestive tea, you give them a tea sample. It's great, right? So I always encourage their guests to bring a friend. So that's how you're gonna get your 10. So the host will ultimately aim for 10. You bring them a gift for them. That could be a what's for dinner package. That's why it's so crucial every single month to group your orders under yourself and have a cooking class under you, because you as the host will get the freebies. I haven't bought my Epicure products in forever, and my host gifts come from there. So my what's for dinner packages, that could be a gift. The second gift I give out is when they bring me $200 in pre-orders. It might sound high, but I give out 5 order forms, and the average orders are around $50. So, do the math. 200 isn't that much. Now, of course, you do have to keep in mind, like Gail said, she did a great What's Up with Gail this month, and she talked about the exact same thing. You do have to take in consideration the host. Maybe she can't do 200, so you drop it to 150. But I do set the bar at 200. Typically 150, 100. You give or take depending. But mine typically is 200, because when I show up, she basically has a cooking class right there before I show up, right? Like 200 in outside orders. She might already have her four orders, and I only have to come up with another 50. That's pretty sweet, right? It means that the $500 mark is really attainable, which means that you're going to look like a rock star, and she's going to talk, or he's going to talk volumes about you. The other thing is that when I show up, I've already made $50 and I haven't even entered the door, right? So for me, that's worth a what's for dinner package, or even a spice jar that I got, like this month or last month. Let's say you got whatever host exclusive and you didn't need all the pieces, you already had some of it. Maybe you've got an extra jar there. It's worth it to you. $50, great, right? The last thing I do is I also say for anybody who books a cooking class before I arrive, I'll bring a gift. So the host actually has 3 opportunities from me to get gifts. Like I said, they're all free typically, or half price. So again, I've made $50 before I show up. I've got 10 people there. So chances are I'm going to make at least $100. $150 is always my goal when I leave the house. And then I've got a future booking, which means another $100, $150 in my pocket. So for me, shelling out even $10, $5-10, totally worth it in my business mind. So I go over that really well in the first phone call. So it sounds like a lot for the phone call because I've elongated what I've said, but basically, again, just ask if there's any questions about the catalog, what's in there. Go over the 12 circles really quickly. Make sure you have a wide variety of people. Guests bring a guest. They get a gift from me. They don't, again, just a simple package. And then I go through, this is what you get from me when you hit these 3 targets. I will go over, I don't have a plethora of cooking class options. I try and keep it dead simple. So for April, I'm focusing on brunch because it makes sense with the host exclusive. I look at the what's going on. The Host Exclusive is solid. It's awesome. So brunch makes sense. So I'm going to do that one. You could also do a early Mother's Day. And the reason why I came up with that one is because the coffee and the teapot are going away. I love the teapot. I showcase it every single cooking class. So why would I wait till May to do a Mummy and Me class? I'm gonna offer it earlier. And the teapot and the coffee press are gonna be at every single one of my classes because that's a great half price or free option for the month of April. So doing my booking early will mean that I will roll over the classes to the end of the month, and hopefully the teapot and the coffee press are still there. But that is my my go-to for this month. But I'm not going to do every single one of the classes. It's too much. So I offer it to them quickly, and then I will send them what they need from me, keeping it $10 or less, hopefully, unless they want wine, that's over and beyond. But I'll send that to them in a message later on. I'm not going to waste my time on the phone call. I'll just, I want to focus on the 12 circles. Let's see what else. Okay, here's the other thing. Facebook events, you've got to be in charge of that yourself. And you do not want them, you want them involved, granted. But when they're in charge of it, they use an old picture of Epicure, which is all about dips typically. They will just bombard it and they'll turn people off. So you set up the event, but you don't rely on it, and you let them know that that's key. So they have to text, phone call, or email their guests personally to get the confirmation. The Facebook event is just to get some interest going, and I only do one post a day. So typically there's a couple of funny ones in there. There would be the never ever list. I've got one on why they should come, the 10 reasons to come, and who we want to come. So like the crazy busy mom, the health nut, like, again, going over those 12 circles, but in that Facebook event, so that their friends will recognize, oh yeah, she told me to bring a guest. Oh yeah, my friend, Susie, she's a crazy busy hockey mom. This would be great for her. She'll learn about the Steamers, whatever. So one post per day for about a week, no more than that. It gets to be too long. Think about if you've ever been invited to a month-long event, you tune out. You end up you just end up turning off notifications. You don't want to see it anymore. So like 4 or 5 a week max is what I will do. And you let them know, again, you don't want to invite more than 50 people. That's if you've been around the block long enough, Tag Team is really good at Facebook parties. Now, this is not a Facebook party, but this is an event that we're using on Facebook, and they always say, your host coach, that they don't do more than 50, because over 50, you don't feel special. I know people who've got like 1,000 people that are friends on Facebook. Let's be honest, I'm not friends with 1,000 people, but if they invite 1,000 people to their cooking class, it doesn't feel special. So, 50 or less, and then do a personal message of some sort. So for me, I'm in charge of it. She's a host as well, so that she can interact and she can invite the people. So that's within the first 24, 48 hours. Then I also want to get them really excited. So when you're talking to them within those 24, 48 hours, you never talk minimums, ever. You point out the sweet spot at 500, all right? So 500, because let's be honest, why would you leave your house to make $60? It's not worth your time, and it's not worth their time to make $25 in freebies. They've cleaned their house. They've bought $10 of groceries, $15 or whatever. If they buy wine, it's not worth their time. You have to hit the 500. And so you have to host coach them for the 500. You have to. It's not worth my time. Okay. Again, 4 kids. I don't get out of the house as much as, some other people can. So I have to make sure it's worth my time. That's why I hit that $200 for a gift from me, because it makes it very easy not to hit the 500, but to hit the 750 or 1,000 for me at that point. That way, then I'm making 250. You see what I mean? Like you've got to aim high. So never talk 250. It's not even an option. 500. And you say to them, okay, at 500, you're going to get about $100 of freebies and 3 half-price items, 2 to 3 half-price items. And it can be anything from the small funnel to the big, okay, it's at the very front. You know, the cookware collection that's like $200. Like, that's ridiculous. We can now get that for half price. Or the Good Food Real Results. Okay, I'm not going to waste my time finding it, but you know what I mean. There's a cookware at the very front and the Good Food Real Results. And you want to talk to them about it and say, at that point, you get at least $100 of freebies. You get 2 to 3 half price items. You know, we're going to aim high for you. So make your wish list. And you make the wish list. And you can even, if you really want, you can make up like the tic-tac-toe. That's part of it. You know, have them send it to you. Because when they create that wish list, they're more likely to get those people's butts in that chair. And they're more likely to get that $200 because all of a sudden they're like, well, damn, I want that steamer. That's $50. I don't want to pay $50. Okay, but I have this whole list of everything else I want. Okay, I want the Good Food Results. That's $125. Okay, I got to make sure I've got X, Y, and Z. They're going to do the work for you. So that's really important to do the wish list as well. And then, so that's really the first call. It is a little bit longer, but they're excited at that point. So they're going to do whatever you tell them to do because they don't know what they don't know. So if you tell them 250, they're going to hit 250. Like I said, hit 500. If you say 10 people or more, they're going to hit 10 people or more. $200 in free product, or sorry, $200 in pre-orders, they're going to hit it because they don't know what they don't know. You're telling them what to do to have a great event. Now I always do a call about 3 days in advance, see how they're doing with the guest list. Now it's not so much like, hey, how many do you have? We need to have 10. We need to have 10. It's more so that, you know, celebrate what they've got. Awesome. You got 5 to 6. That's awesome. Okay. Let's go back to that 12 circles. Who else have you not invited? Or, okay, those maybes, let's get those maybes off the fence by getting them to bring a guest or 2 or 5. You know, I always jokingly, you know, go bigger, right? Because maybes will jump off the fence and become yeses when they can bring a guest. And so if you do that call, let's say 2 or 3 days in advance, you've got less chance of the host canceling because you have validated their 5, right? You've said, oh, that's a great start. Then you tell them what to do next. Okay, let's get you some more, you know, let's have some more fun. How many people are bringing guests? Okay, let's contact them, you know, do another, you know, remind them of a gift type thing. That way then it jumps back up to 10. You never, ever, ever cancel a cooking class unless it is like sheer ice. I know up north you get it. Worse than we do here in Barrie, Midhurst area. I've never canceled. I don't cancel. If I have ever gone, sorry, if it has canceled, it's been on their end. And again, it's been really, really bad weather. But I have shown up and there's been 2 people there and 1 person being a business partner. So I never cancel. They might say, oh, there's only 2 or 3. Well, guess what? Things happen at the last minute. Bring a guest, or they will get outside orders. You know, do a live in that group of what's going on. Never ever cancel it because chances are, you know, the exact same thing could happen again. And so that was worth your time, right? That was your business night. That's your business night. So 2 to 3 days, you're verifying that people are coming. You're offering more guests or more like the gifts for the guests. You're going with the 12 circles. And then the day of, quick text, I'm super excited, blah, blah, blah. I'll see you then. So that's basically it. What I do is the same thing as head office has always done, but I'm a firm believer in you have to make the phone call. You can't rely on text messaging or assuming. The worst people, and I hate to say it, the worst people to assume with are direct sellers. So let's say your best friend sells Norwex or sells Monet or whatever it is. And they're like, yeah, I know. We love them. We do. We want to do cooking classes with them. But you have to treat them like every other host, because I have had it happen, I think 1 or 2 times, where I show up and they're like, oh yeah, all these people just didn't show up. They said they were coming on Facebook. And it's like, because Facebook isn't reliable, right? You have to have them confirm you invite them to bring a guest for a gift or whatever, and that's what clinches it. You cannot assume anything in this business that anybody knows what they're doing, because they don't. So you basically have to treat them like they know nothing and go through the process with everything, every single host, even old Epicure consultants. I've had where consultants, maybe it wasn't their thing a long time ago or whatever happened, and I've done a cooking class with them. You still have to walk them through the steps, because if they did dip parties, when we used to do dip parties, totally different thing than cooking classes. So you still have to walk them through to make sure that they have everything that the people there. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to unmute yourself, but basically it's the same as what head office does. I just like to make sure that I give gifts and challenges for them.
Oh, wow. I have so many takeaways. Like I have 2 pages of notes.
Really?
Yeah, I know. And, but there's just things that people do a little bit differently, little tips and tricks that we pick up from other people, and it's amazing. Yeah, I love putting that 12 circles in the host package. I've never thought of doing that before. That's awesome for sure. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad. I was kind of worried that I wouldn't have anything new, but that is something that I do just because, you have to think about it. If you have a family feud and it's all like, even if you're brand new and you have all your family there, yes, they may all host for you, which is great. But let's say there's a little tiff, and I'm sorry, I don't know too many families that there aren't tiffs, or like I said, work, like talk about a downer.
Yeah.
If people even show up, right? Like if somebody did get fired or there was a really bad day at work and people are just like, forget it, I'm not going to go, then all of a sudden you've lost everybody, right? So the 12 circles are brilliant. I use it in everything, training new people that come on, even myself. You're constantly re-updating your 12 circles because, new people are coming into your life all the time, whether you're a working home mom like me and it's mommy groups, or it's sports, or it's your full-time job or your hobbies. You're going to have people come in and out. I was at doggy school tonight, and if I wasn't dealing with a psychotic puppy trying to train them, I could have probably brought up Epicure to people. And you know what I mean? Like, you're going to meet people everywhere in your life. So the 12 circles, pull them in wherever you can.
But it's so smart too, because then that's where you're getting your bookings. Because if it's all family or all workers, they're going to be like, well, everybody I would invite to the party's here. So you get that lot. So otherwise, it'll be like, oh yeah, I can do this part, like people, this group. And so that's perfect. That's so like, I never thought of that before. Amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? That's just when you're at checkout and people are saying, like, I've had it. Well, everybody I know is here. Then you can pull the 12 circles and say, well, I'm sure
Who
there's
do you
other
know?
people. And
Yeah.
even you can have, like the one lady who just booked with me. Well, I'm not sure I can, get 10 or whatever. I said, you know what? Let's just work with 5. And then everybody brings a guest. There you go. You got 10 right there.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and I'd always jokingly say, bring a guest or 5, you know what I mean? Then the pressure's off. But you will see that people who are on the maybe list will jump off maybe and be a go when you offer them to bring a friend, because that's a totally different circle of friends, right? Like, Nancy, if I were to invite you to a cooking class right now and I say, I'll bring a friend or 5, all of a sudden you bring somebody with you. I don't know that person. You may not host, but she might or he might.
And I find a lot of times when I do that, the people they invite have never heard of Epicure ever. So it's like, oh my God, amazing.
Yeah, exactly. They looked it up and found out that we're not pedicures.
Right.
Right? Like, how many times have you,
So
how many
funny.
times have I been said, like, oh, I was wondering if I was going to be, a pedicure. I'm like, I am
Yeah.
not touching your feet, lady. Sorry. That is
So
not
funny.
Awesome.
I love it. That was awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
No worries. I'm glad. Hopefully it was useful. But again, you don't judge anybody. Definitely in this business, it doesn't matter what age they are. And the other thing is, I would say, when you're at checkout, if somebody gives you an objection, you find a way around it. There's been many times where I have turned a no into a yes, not forcefully, because I'm not a forceful person by nature. I don't like confrontation, but I find the solution to the problem. If they say they're a busy mom, well, I am too.
Yeah,
So,
right.
hey, would it be a benefit for you and your friends to do a kids cooking class, right? Like, or, oh, my friends are really busy, we're all in hockey. Well, would it be beneficial to do a freeze meal workshop then? Prepare meals ahead of time. It's not a cooking class, but it's still getting the exposure. So it's just meeting the problem they have, the objection, because it's really just a problem, not an objection. The problem they have and fixing it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And can you message me again what you had on the top of your book there, in case anybody from our teams want to know that? If you could just private message me that.
You just say it
Yeah,
now,
sure.
I'll write it down.
That'd be awesome.
Say it now and I'll write
Oh,
it.
okay, perfect.
Okay. To buy, sell, or earn products, and the free, earn free products, and the free is in bold, by holding a complimentary cooking class.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And then contact.
And did I hear that you buy the products? I mean, the groceries?
No, they do, but I always keep it $10 or less as much as
Oh,
possible.
okay. 'Cause I heard that with the wine and I was like, no.
No. If they want, like I say to them, because of course the whole point is, like, I'll be quite honest, I've heard of Pampered Chef cooking classes being like $40. And to me, yes, you know
Wow.
what? They do have their lineup, and they're gonna get their free and their half price. Granted, that's great. I'm not putting down Pampered Chef, don't get me wrong. But to me, I am a frugal person, and if I am cleaning my house, kicking my 4 kids out of the house, I am not going to do it for $25 of freebies. You have to make it worth my while, and that's why it's so crucial to do the host coaching and let them know, and be honest with them and say, you know what, it wouldn't be worth my while to do all this for $25. If that's the case, I would do a catalog, I'm being really honest here between all of us. I wouldn't necessarily say this part to them, but I would do a catalog cooking class or catalog orders versus having people in my house. The whole point is to have a lot of fun, some wine if they want, that's over and beyond, but I try and keep it $10 or less if at all possible. Like, I will never ask them for 4 chicken breasts. I will only ask them for 1 or 2, and I keep it really mainstream, like Amelia has been talking about. And I know your awesome leaders either have or will be doing training on how to keep it really dead simple when we go into the US, because number one, you shouldn't be making, it should never be more than $5 out of your pocket, and it should never be more than, $10-12 unless they bring wine. Like, it just shouldn't be, because it's not a full meal, it's a sample. Unless, of course, they're rock stars and they got like 20-25 people up it, obviously. But yeah, keep the cost.
But yeah, Miranda did the cooking class last time and just showed how when you keep it so simple, right? Miranda, what did it take you? 12 minutes the last meeting?
Yeah, we made the Mexican meal and it was 15
I think
minutes.
it was like 12 minutes her cooking class.
Yeah, it was. It said 15, but it ended up being 12. And it was just very simple, because that's what we want to teach people. That's our goal, right?
Yeah, it's a wham bam, thank you ma'am type thing. And you're going to have more people that want cooking classes and more people that want the business by keeping it dead simple and cheap. And that's the difference. You want to keep it cheap because you want to be bragged about that, holy crap, I just got, I'll be honest, I've been a little bit behind, but I have done thank you cards to my hosts for the last few years. And I will actually add in what they got and at what price, because they don't always register it. Like, all of a sudden they're like, oh, they're excited. Oh, I only paid $35-40 and I got all this. But until you actually tell them, either,
I always do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I add up everything with the shipping and tax, and I say, you would have paid $425, but because you hosted, you only pay $86. So that means you got blank amount for free. And they're like, what? And then they tell their husband, see?
Yeah.
So it's so worth it to do that.
Yeah, and you
Mhm.
look like a rock star, and then they talk about you. So if you don't get a
Mhm,
booking
for
off
sure.
that class originally, they're gonna talk to their friends and family about you, and it's all gonna be good.
Mhm.
So yeah, exactly. You're doing exactly what I'm doing. It's just like I said, it's just sometimes you need to hear it from different people or different tweaks. You got to be authentic about it. Most people know, especially when you got as many kids as I do, you gotta be frugal in certain ways. So I would never have somebody come in my house and I had to pay $40 for food and wine and everything, even if I got 200 in freebies, because I could have bought it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Is time
Yeah.
is money. Time is still money. So you have to be selling the fun, the solutions to their problems, because I have found in the last 6 months, not everybody's about the freebies. A lot of people
Mhm.
want the excuse to get together with people, the experiential that Amelia always talks about, and then also the problem solving. They have to have a solution solved.
Mhm. Awesome. Thank you so much, my dear.
Thank
Hey,
you
no worries.
so much.
Anytime. Happy to
Uh,
help. And I think I will be seeing both of you this weekend, right?
just me.
If not,
Not
I will.
me.
Oh no, sorry. I will be seeing you in May.
In May. I'm not. Yeah, because me and Brian went to Edmonton, so we came home 2 days ago.
We'll have
That's
to,
oh,
So,
we'll
you've
have
had
to
but
enough
I'll see you in
time.
Disney.
Mickey, or a picture with Mickey, guys.
There we go. Picture
Yeah.
with Mickey will be good, and everybody else who's joining. Yeah, this is exactly how you get to Mickey.
Yes.
Break down your
Yeah.
pool and keep getting high. The more $500 and $1,000 cooking classes, it's all from host coaching, completely from host
Oh
coaching.
yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
Thank
so
you so
much, my
much.
dear.
Thank you.
Bye for
Ciao.
now.
Bye.
And we're going to continue going on with our meeting as well. So don't hang up everybody else. So, ciao, my dear.
Oh,
So
that was amazing.
that was super good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and if anybody has any questions, like more after you think or watch this video, just message me or Miranda, and we would love to answer any of those questions for you. So was there more dates to go through,
Yeah,
Miranda?
a couple more. Yep. So we talked about the tote challenge to get that consultant swag. Put your order in by the 12th. The new consultants will get both catalogs starting April 7th. Now, what we didn't say yet are the season launches. So starting April 11th to 14th will be season launches all across Canada. Chances are there's going to be one near you, I guess, right? Like, we'll just look at the chart and see which one is close to you. If it's an
Well, I know Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
Thunder Bay, ours is April the 11th at 6:30, and I have it's on our Thunder Bay consultant page. So even if any of your team, like Julie always comes to ours, obviously, but if there's anybody new to your team or anybody in the closer to Thunder Bay, message me and please come to our team or our season launches.
Yeah, and mine is in Wawa. First time ever for a launch in Wawa, and we're expected to have like 11 consultants there, which is so awesome. So April 14th at 1 p.m. at the school that I posted the name of, the Catholic school. I forget what the name is, but come. If you're in Sudbury, I know I have a couple consultants in Sudbury. There is one in North Bay. I think the drive is pretty close between Sudbury and North Bay. But season launches are like, yes, you can wait and you can just find out when Nancy and I do a live one together, but it's so much better in person when you can taste, when you can see how things are made, when you can take home a physical catalog and not have to wait until your order gets here. It's just, you're going to leave with so many ideas and amazing training. And it doesn't matter if it's not us that's leading it. Like, you're welcome at any season launch. So you don't want to miss it.
Yeah, awesome. And then, so that was it, I think, for the dates. So another thing I just want, what was there another one?
April 16th is when we can place new product pre-orders.
Oh, yes. Write that down, everybody. So that's when you can order all the new stuff to be ready for May 1st for your cooking classes.
Yeah. You want to make sure, like, you have April 16th to the 30th, but don't wait longer than the 16th because they will ship out in the order that they were placed. So if you place it on the 16th, it'll ship to you a lot faster and you'll definitely have it before the 1st. So that, because starting May 1st, you can hold your own season launch. You want those products in your hands so that you can serve that new food for your customers.
Do a open house at your house and serve the new stuff. Your customers will love it. You can do mystery hosts to get, every $25 before tax and shipping. You can get, give out the free stuff, and May is always awesome. So that's a great way to kickstart your booking blitz too, because anybody who comes to your season launch, you can have incentives like, get this for free if you host a class with me in May. You know what I mean? You can do different giveaways like that for free product. People love that.
Right. If you guys want to get ahead of the game, my team, I'm sure Nancy is big on having her team hold launches. I'm going to have a draw just for consultants on my team who hold a launch. And to prove that it was a live launch, you need to take a picture of you and your guests. I don't care if 2 people make it. I mean,
I love it.
But that's the only way you're going to enter the draw, is to have a selfie with you and your guests. So I know what happened.
I love it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What were you going to do? You were going to.
Oh yeah. Another thing I wanted to add to for April to get the most sales, I guess you could say, is really go off of the vault list. The vault list. When you're demoing or making dinner this month, showcase the Paris Bistro with your bocconcini balls or in your rice. Like, do different things and say like, oh my God, I love this, and get it while you can. You're going to get a ton of orders that way. Showcase the French press with some like a chia latte. Is it chia? Chai latte? Chai latte?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Because those two are going, like, showcase, do lives, show pictures of everything going into the vault list, because you will get sales, because that's going to show everybody that this is going, get it now. So that's huge.
Yes. And on that note, I'm going to share my screen in a second, but you need to reach out to people who buy refills from you, who buy gravy from you, who buy all those things that are on the list, because, and don't feel pushy. I mean, if you know that customer orders it often, they may have missed your posting in your group about the vault list. It's not rude to send a message to them letting them know. It's rude not to. And I have been called rude for that before. How come you know I like that product? Why didn't you tell me that it was going? Like, yeah. It's
Are you going to show them how to do it?
Yeah. So I will.
Okay, perfect. Miranda's going to show you how to do this. And it's like, yeah, you just send them a text message, a Facebook message, just say like, hey, I know Paris Bistro, you love it. It's going. So, get it while you can, and placing an order, in 3 days or whatever, because they will thank you for that. Let me tell you.
Yes, they will.
Whoa,
Okay.
what do you got happening here?
No, don't look. It might be something scandalous. It's just slow internet.
Derek in his robe.
Right. Wow.
Oh, so funny.
That is so slow. And how do I move this guy?
Well, that's because you're way in the boonies. Dora the Explorer. Love it.
They have a new movie coming out, a Dora movie, like an actual real person one, not a cartoon.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Okay, so I'm just on myepicure.com. I've logged in, and I'm going to go to orders.
And yeah, do Paris Bistro. I'm so sad about that. And it says pesto to try it with pesto or replace it with pesto. That's not even close to me.
No, it's not. Paris has its own unique taste. I just used it in soup. I sprinkled it in my soup. I always do that. Okay, so you can see all of my orders. These are all friggin' vault list orders. It's been crazy.
Oh, wow.
So Paris. So, okay, I'll explain what I just did. There's all these little tabs here. You want to first type in your product. So you can put in the word refill, and that will give you everyone who's ordered a refill. And that way you're not looking independently for herb garlic. Just do all the refills. But let's do Paris. And then what you want to do, this will default to today. So, did I have someone order? Oh no, last month. Or to today, to a couple of months ago. But you want to do more, you want to give more time than that. So like default it to a couple of years. Maybe not a couple.
2005.
I shouldn't have done that. Anyways, default it to like even a year, because people might still have their refill from 6 months ago, but they're almost out, or they're out and they haven't told you yet.
Yeah.
So then now these are all the people who have ordered Paris Bistro. So I know I want to contact Danielle, Marnie, Cindy, Charlene, Laura, Claire, Cayenne, and let them know that Paris is out now. And then send them a picture of the vault list and say, if you need any, I'm placing an order. Don't feel pressured. I'm just letting you know because I know that you've purchased it before. And that's it. That's all it takes. You can accumulate $250 in orders easily just by searching here for your vault list items.
And the vault list only goes till, I think, when this new program was July 2018, I think.
The vault list? Or the
No,
the
this whole order system, I don't think it has the old system.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it only goes till July 2018, I think.
Right. Yeah, you're probably right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks that way, which is fine. It's more current anyways. So these,
Yeah.
I know that these people ordered refills, so I need to just let them know, send them a little friendly reminder or phone call. And yeah. That's it.
Perfect. Does anybody have any questions? So quiet.
It's exactly 9:59. They're taking it all in. They're all writing that down. I can tell.
They like my dance moves.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, Karen?
What I wanted to know is, can you email someone directly from that program, from the Epicure
No.
2.0? No? Okay.
I don't think so anyways.
No, but you can get their. Oh, yeah.
You get their email.
You can get their email address from there, I think. Yeah. And then I had another question too about future bookings.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a couple where I've had a future booking and then I've had to cancel it, and then they lose out on that $20 future booking. So, and then I've tried to book it ahead far enough that if it needs, because now you can cancel, but you can move it forward,
Mm-hmm.
or you can move it earlier and they don't lose that booking. But then when I've booked it really far in advance, like then the link to their cooking class doesn't show
work.
up. Yeah. So is there a time limit that you can book to?
Well, it's 30 days before that link works.
Okay. Okay.
So you'll get the link when it's 30 days from the cooking class. So right now
Okay.
it's, April 2nd. So technically like May 2nd would be like roughly 30 days. That's when the link is here.
Okay.
And then if that ever happens, then I usually like I'll book like say it's your cooking class and you had to cancel and then we lost the free or the $20 future booking. I would just book you off of another class that I have closing soon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then the other thing too is, so you have to book that future booking before you close that class, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you have like a class open attached to a future booking, the future booking can't take place until this one closes.
Okay. And then the other thing though, the future booking, that person has to have an order on that class, don't they?
No.
Oh, they don't?
The way you get around that is, when you go into cooking classes, and then you see like, it says Karen's cooking class, hover over that and you'll see like view, book sponsoring, chat or whatever. And then you'll see book, future booking, click there as future booking and then add whoever you want. Or if you go to the end where it says like where you press submit, and then it says close class, book opportunity chat, book cooking class. That cooking class is only going to be those in that cooking class.
Oh, okay.
So go to cooking class and then hover over that line.
Okay.
I could screenshot it and show you it too.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Any other questions?
That's all I had, I think.
That's it.
Well,
Awesome.
Thank you everyone for joining tonight. It really means a lot to Nancy and I when we have team members show up.
Yeah, especially when we have special guests. That's awesome.
When you show up, you go up.
Yeah.
You know that we're always around. I know our meetings are the first Tuesday of every month. We're always around in between that though, you know that. So if you ever have any questions, just text them out, message, phone call, whatever works for you guys.
And if there's anything you want us to cover, please let us know because we would love to cover it on the next meeting.
We
Because
want
we just
topics-
randomly pick things.
yeah, we want topics that are relevant to you. So if you ever
Yeah,
think of anything, it will actually help us if you give us some suggestions.
sounds good.
All right.
Awesome. Well, I guess that's a wrap, folks.
That's a wrap. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.